I'm trying to get shredded by the time I turn 30. This is week 6 out of 16. My goal here is to prove that normal people can get in incredible shape without making giant sacrifices. And I'll be honest, I've been messing up sort of a lot, just like a normal person does, just like a lot of people do after spending about a month towards a fitness goal. Here's what happens. 1, you set a goal. 2, you do well for 3 or 4 weeks. First, you see a drop on the scale because of water loss. After a few weeks, you start to see changes in the mirror. And by week 5, you get comfortable with your progress and go from a weekly deficit to maintenance by eating in a surplus some days and a deficit in others. This usually means you regain some water weight and it feels like you've stalled out on the scale. By week 6, that maintenance becomes a true surplus. You're eating even fewer days in a deficit, a couple days at maintenance, and then probably a couple days in a surplus. You put on a small amount of fat, probably not a ton, but enough to see and feel. And if you're like me historically, you give up and you say, I'll do this again in a few months. But this time it's different. This time I'm recording these things to catch patterns like this. If I wasn't tracking everything, I would think that either my diet was wrong or my calculations were incorrect, but that's just not true. What's true for me 99% of the time is that I'm just simply not eating how I was at the beginning of the diet. So where do I go from here? Well, this week I lock in. Back to basics. 400 to 700 calorie deficit, depending on my appetite. I'll probably indulge on the weekend, but I'll keep the calories at bay. You don't have to totally blow the diet to enjoy really tasty food. And I want to prove that. In the next week, I'm expecting to lose 1 to 3 pounds on the scale, probably a pound of fat and 1 to 2 pounds of water. My body is craving a return to a slight deficit. Enough for fat loss, but not enough to tank my energy. So that's what I'll offer. Follow along to see if that's what happens.